Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today I have an Ultraman Geed review for you. This is the DX Geed Riser. It is the main henshin device for Ultraman Geed. This show kind of just started, premiered about a week ago. Unfortunately I haven't gotten a chance to take a look at the first episode, but they did have kind of like a preview special on Crunchyroll that I watched. It was kind of cool. It kind of did like a whole retrospective of the feud between Zero and Belial and kind of where Geed's going to fit in. I believe Geed is the son of Belial, so that's kind of interesting. But I believe Zero's going to kind of play a part where he's going to come back and team up with Geed against Belial, because Zero and Belial have a whole history together, and that was a big chunk of the special. But in any case, the show looks awesome. This toy is really fun. It has the main henshin device here, and then it kind of has this piece that you plug these little capsules into, and then you slide it along. Very reminiscent of how Kamen Rider Oz used to transform. He used to have that piece he would slide the three metals in, and then he had that separate piece that he would scan across, and that would tell him how to transform. That's very similar to this, and we'll get into that. So you can see you get two Ultraman capsules, and you get two Monster capsules. We'll take a look at all of that. But very colorful artwork here on the front. I like that a lot. This is his main form. These are two of his other forms, which we'll get into in later reviews because we don't have the capsules for those yet. Taking a look at the top, you can see Geed, and this is what the form that the two monster capsules make. And I'm not clear on the name, but it's a fusion of Gomorrah. That's it. And Red King. Of course, we'll hear all that when we get into the toy itself. Cool artwork here on the side. More artwork there. And again, it just shows you how to plug the capsules in and how to use the toy. All the stuff going on up here. There's going to be an arcade game that you can use them with. And then this kind of shows like a little teaser down here. Maybe a different form or something. Interesting. Very cool. So yeah, that's really it for the packaging. Go ahead and get on to the toy itself. Take a closer look. So this is everything you get in the package. Now I'm not sure if just this by itself is the Geed Riser or if this piece also is incorporated. I would like to think that all of this together is the Geed Riser. You don't technically need this piece. You could just hold the capsules up to it to scan them, but it's less fun that way. So you get this red piece, the scanner, and then you get this piece which just kind of holds the capsules to be scanned. You get this belt clip for the holster, which I'll show off in a moment. But first I want to take a look at the 4 capsules because they're a lot of fun. I like this gimmick. I think it's kind of neat. The first capsule you get, Ultraman Belial, and you can see he's got his hand kind of up in the air, and then if you slide this piece up, it looks like he's holding a fireball or you know, like a Dragon Ball Z type energy move or something like that. And you can just slide that up. There's just this little piece on the side, slides up and down. You can see there's a little groove here, and then there is a pin system here in the bottom. Now, I'm not sure if this is for the video game or what, because the Geed Riser does not use the pin system. As far as I understand, there are NFC chips in these, something like an Amiibo or one of the other kind of Toys to Life things. So it just detects it. It just scans over top and it reads it. It does not use the pin system. So I'm not sure if the pin system will be for a future toy or if it's specifically for the video game in the arcade. I'm not certain, but should be interesting. But so that is the Ultraman Belial capsule. This is the Ultraman capsule, the first Ultraman. Same thing up there. Looks like he's holding a energy ball. So pretty cool. And all the Ultraman capsules are this light gray, and all the Monster or Kaiju capsules are black. So you can see here we have Gomorrah. Now, obviously they're just in normal poses, so this just looks like a ball of energy up here, but it doesn't look like he's holding it or anything like that. And again, you just have the groove pins. And I guess I should compare them. Obviously the pins are very different. As you can see, Ultraman has one pin since he's probably the first in the system. of whatever's reading these. And then we have Red King. Again, the ball up top. I guess you can kind of see it looks like the energy's kind of coming off him and then gathering up there. But like I said, they're very neat. I don't know what it is. They look like little bullets to me. They're officially called capsules, but I just think it's a fun little gimmick. I was kind of tired of cards. I think that's what it was. I was kind of tired of cards. These to me are a lot more tangible, but I mean, cards are tangible, but for lack of a better term, this just feels more like a toy to me than cards. It just is more fun. You have a little gimmick. It doesn't do a whole lot, but you slide it up, you slide it down. It does not matter as far as the G-Riser reading this. You know, this thing being up or down, it reads it both ways. It doesn't make a difference in that respect. I'm going to put the capsules off to the side for a moment. We'll take a look at this belt piece real quick just to kind of get it out of the way. It's just a belt piece. You know, if you have a belt, this slides on right through there. And then you can come to the back here. And you're supposed to fold this clear piece up. And then slide this down. And it just clips on, so if it's on your belt, you just have this thing on the side. And then I guess you just grab it off real quick. But to me, I'm not really sure what this clear whitish piece is supposed to do. Because honestly, you could leave it down. And it would still connect. And then you can just grab it right off. To me, like, if it's on my belt and you're telling me I have to, like, push this up to try to get this to work, because this thing just wants to get caught on there. I don't really... They call it a lever, but I don't really know what it's supposed to do. I mean, it's not like, you know, pressing this is any kind of a release. It's not like if I press it down, it flops off or something. So I don't really know what this is supposed to do. If someone knows, and, you know, I'm just being dumb, go ahead and explain it to me in the comments. But I don't really see what purpose this plastic piece serves. It would be one thing if, like, it, you know, you put it on and then this, like, locked it into place or something, and then you, like, quick unlocked this and it slid off easier. I could see it, but the way this works, I don't really get it. I don't really see what purpose this serves. I don't know. But anyway, so this is a belt thing. To me, not that exciting. I've spent too much time on it as it is, putting it off to the side. So here's the G-Riser. This plastic piece right here, you just push something in, or use something to push the pin in, and it slides off. And then it takes 3 AAA batteries. They go in right in there. You have your big trigger button right here. On and off switch is here. Speaker is built into this right here. You can kind of see the little slits for the speaker. Now I think there's a clip here, and these 2 plastic pieces means that something in the future is going to clip onto the front of this. That's my hypothesis. I think it's pretty obvious. I'm not some kind of genius, but I think that means something's going to clip on a future toy is going to combine later on. So that should be exciting. Looking forward to that. But basically how this works, you take this piece, we'll take the 2 Ultraman capsules, and I'll push up the things even though it doesn't really matter. And you pop them in. Pop them in just like that. And then you're going to take this and you're going to kind of, you can see the little groove here, the red piece. You start it here. It actually fits inside. And then you just run it across, just like O's. Very similar to that. So go ahead and let's turn it on. Move these off to the side. I kind of wish it was a little louder. I don't know if it's just mine. It works perfectly good, but it's a little faint. So every time you hit the trigger, you have the LED over here that's white, and then it'll go into this like pulsating sound until you do something. And obviously there's a little like plastic double helix kind of in the middle there that spins when you press the trigger. Doesn't matter how many times you do it, you're going to get the same result. So let's go ahead and scan. So you go ahead and hit the trigger again. So this is Ultraman G'd Primitive, which is kind of his base form. If you press the trigger again, and we'll scan a second time. So in this case, if you scan a second time, it says the attack, which is Red King Burst, from what it sounds like. There is different color LEDs. The first one scans purple for Belial, and the second one is blue for Ultraman. Now, when you add the second one, it does both, so the purple kind of overtakes the Belial's purple kind of overtakes the blue for Ultraman. But I promise, there are two different LEDs in there, and then obviously when you spin it, it does a solid red. So I'm going to take out Belial, because you can actually scan these singly as well. So you can see now it's just blue for Ultraman. Kind of still looks a little purple though. So it says Ultraman. Hit the trigger again. So it says Specium Kosen, which is the name of his beam attack. So very neat. I'm going to go ahead now and pop him out. And then we'll put Belial back in. That one has a really long fade out. But then hit the trigger again. So it says the name of the attack. And I love that sound he makes. It's like a meh. Another long fade out and then an attack sound. So Belial likes to stick around. So I think that's really cool. That's it for the two Ultra capsules we have. You can do them together for the fusion, then do them a second time to get the attack for G'd Primitive, and you can also do them singly and then a second time singly to get the individual attacks for the two Ultramen. So I think that's cool. That's a lot of playability out of just two capsules. But wait, there's more. We have the two monster capsules, and they work the same way. You can do this one to get the name, and then a second time for an attack sound, and then they actually have a fusion as well. So let's go ahead. I guess this time I'll just start with Gamora. Do I have this turned on? I do not. I'm going to do it one more time. I'm surprised. I thought there'd be a second sound there. Well, no such luck there. Let's go ahead and pop in Red King. So, I was wrong. You get a special attack for the Ultraman, but you really only have one sound for the two monsters. But you can do a fusion of the monsters. So there you go. We can scan again. So there you go. From my understanding, and again, I have not seen the show yet, Ultraman Jeed has kind of like an evil Ultraman rival, and he uses the same Jeed Riser, but he only uses the Kaiju capsules, so that's why he does the fusions and becomes, you know, like a fusion Ultraman. Not really. I mean, he doesn't look like an Ultraman. He looks like a monster, but he fuses two monsters together to become a new monster, and that's who was on the box earlier that I showed you. So I think that's really cool. For once, both the monsters and the Ultraman versions of the gimmick do something cool. It hasn't really been that way. Like with X, the Ultraman cards weren't that exciting, but the monster cards were armor. In Orb, it was the opposite. The Ultraman cards were for the fusion, and the monster cards did almost nothing. This time we have a little bit of both. We have both being able to be used to create fusions. You know, the hero uses the Ultraman fusions, the enemy or villain uses the monster fusions, but they're both using it in the same way. And I thought that was really neat. I really like that about this. I'm very excited that all the capsules matter, and it gives you incentive to want to collect all of them, which is really cool. So, I think there's a lot of playability in this. I think it's a lot of fun. You know, with the Ultraman capsules, you can do the fusions and get a second scan out of the fusions for the attack for that fusion. You can scan the capsules individually and then scan them a second time individually to get their individual Ultraman attack sounds. You can scan the monsters, you can fuse the monsters, you can get attack sounds for the monster fusions, not the individual monsters, unfortunately. But I think it's a lot of fun. Like I said, it really reminds me of O's, the way that this scans. And I'll bring the box in again real quick so you can see. Let me move this up. And I'll show you on the top. This was the monster fusion form. And then obviously this is Jeed's first form. So these two make him, and these two make him. So I really like that. That's a really big sticking point for me. I don't know why. I'm it's like doubling your playability basically, because this time both sets of capsules are used to make fusions. That was something I really wished for in Orb. I really wished that the monster cards would do fusions, but in Orb, when you scanned them, it just said the name of both monsters and made like a sad little sound, and it really didn't do much. This has a lot of potential, and I'm really excited about this, and I just think it's a lot of fun so far. So I'm really interested to check out the show. I know for me, I don't have the premium Crunchyroll, so I have to kind of wait a week for the episodes to unlock, but it's not a big deal. I'm very excited to check out the show. The Jeed Riser is a lot of fun. I really recommend it. Ultraman's been a lot of fun the last couple years, and I'm looking forward to Jeed being a really excellent show over the next, half a year, 26 weeks, whatever it turns out to be. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'd like to hear your opinions. Let me know what you think about, if you've seen the first episode of Geed. No spoilers, hopefully, but if you enjoyed it, I'd like to hear from you. If you think the Geed Riser's cool, what's your favorite capsule? You know, just let me hear from you guys. It's fun to interact with you guys. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Please like and share this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope you've enjoyed this look at the DX Geed Riser from Ultraman Geed. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching.